Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And today we are going into my backlogs again on characters I have not done character guides on. And so today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lenna. I think Lenna came out just before I started doing character guides. What actually happened was, this is how my character guides actually started, you guys, was when Lenna had come out with her LD, I did a pull video. But in the pull video, because I noticed Lenna had some very unique like spheres that you'd want to put on her, which we'll talk about in this video, obviously. So I thought in the summon video, I'd kind of shout out those spheres and I kind of talked about Lenna a little bit, like her artifacts and her spheres, right? And I put it in the title, and that summon video got like way more views than a normal summon video, and it was because I talked about artifacts and spheres. So that got me into this idea, well, why don't I just do character guides and always talk about artifacts and spheres? And sure enough, those guides have done really, really well, and it's why I'm sure a lot of you are subbed to my channel. So let's actually do a proper character guide on Lenna so we can fully understand the kit. She's actually a very useful character, very easy to play. She's not complicated at all. One video I just recorded was Lightning, and Lightning is a little bit more complicated, but Lenna is very straightforward. So in case you happen to have Lenna, or maybe you want to look at getting her in the future, this way you'll kind of know how she operates, right? Or maybe you got the stuff for her and haven't built her yet, and maybe after you understand her, you'll want to build her out, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at her artifacts first. So artifacts are very unique, and the other reason I want to talk about Lenna is because I had just done a guide on Porum, and Porum operates kind of similar in terms of how you want to do the artifacts here. So a very non-traditional artifact set, but on Lenna you actually want to run attack 108 and HP 1020, and the reason why you want the HP 1020 is because her LD and HP plus that comes from the LD scale on party HP. So the more HP you have in the party, the more damage Lenna will do. So you definitely want to scale that up there. Now when we go into spheres, she is an encouragement armor character, which means you always want Paladin Cecil. Paladin Cecil should be coming back like this summer. Paladin Cecil is coming back with a C90. So hopefully during that event, they'll have the opportunity to do refined spheres. You want to refine up a ton of these Paladin Cecils. So I refined up about 19 of these, like the first time Paladin Cecil came around with the refinement shop. And I am down to three left. So I've used what, 16. I've used 16 Paladin Cecil spheres. So I would say when this comes back, you should try to refine at least 20 of them, especially if you've never put Paladin Cecil on the character. In case those of you are unaware, in Lufenia and then also going into Shinryu, they heavily hinder Brave Gain. And the way Paladin Cecil Sphere, it interacts with it in a different way where like you're almost getting the full effect of the sphere and it's not being hindered. And so it helps your characters push through Brave Gain when they probably shouldn't be able to. So having Paladin Cecil Sphere on encouragement armor characters is really, really good. So yeah, 2 Paladin Cecils. Now if you don't have Paladin Cecil or you want to go the more traditional route, then do like Alphanod, Maria, Lude. Those are pretty standard like party buff C slots that you'd want to put in. And then the D slot sphere is an absolute best in slot. You want Freya's D slot sphere, which is max HP 10%. On Porum actually had 2 D slots, so we put a refined Freya on and then a full Freya on, because spheres that don't stack with the same sphere, the refined sphere is considered a different sphere. So you can stack a refined one with the regular one on the same character. So we got the Freya sphere. That is the best in slot there on the D. If you don't have that, then put like a Hope or a Waka, something like that, that's going to do just really good party buffing, is what you can put on there. All right, so let's hop into the showcase here. I did decide to bring Porum on the team just to push HP a little bit more and make both of them look a little bit better, right? So we'll just hop in with anybody here. We've got Cissnei, so that's an auto, like the orb's going to be fine. We're on Irvine's Lufenia. Once again, I've been using this as my showcase stage. It's just really easy. The enemies aren't going to do any turn jumping or anything to mess with me, and I kind of just want to play. Literally, I just want the enemies to be like HP meat bags that I can just beat on to show off the characters, right? And so this is the best I've come up with. It would be kind of cool if they did like a training stage where like the enemies just had infinite HP and you could kind of like do settings and say what you want them to do, and then you could use it as like a showcase stage. I think that would be really cool. I know they're talking about maybe doing that on Dokkan Battle, which I would really love it on there as well. So let's just open LD here with Cissnei. Alright, and then we'll kind of see what our damage starts to look like here. What I'm going to do with Porum is we're going to just pop the LD right away, so that will basically increase the HP. And it's going to make both characters look a little bit better. So basically what this twin cast does is what Lenna's LD is going to do. They're going to line up pretty similar. So that's what a... oh gosh, I couldn't even see the numbers. They went too fast. The numbers went too fast, but we did a bunch of numbers there. Let's put it that way. All right. So Lenna, basically, her 15 CP is rapid fire. Basically, this is your Brave Shave button. It does a lot of hits. They are alternating hits. So if you want to do Brave damage, do rapid fire. Windrake Arrow is usually what I'd open up with, though. This basically has one of her best buffs and one of the things that makes her the best. So I'll use Windrake Arrow. It's going to do a little battery. And that's going to be a single target Brave hit. But what that does is it puts Windrake's Ward on. So Windrake's Ward, when we just use the base version there, it basically gives the party 80% debuff immunity or debuff dodge, basically. They can't hit debuffs 80% of the time. But now, after using it, her skill leveled up. So now she's got Windrake Arrow Plus. This is a common theme they did with Final Fantasy V characters, like Bart's is the same way. They have to use skills to like level them up. But when upgrading them, they made it so you have to do it a lot less. So literally, Lenna used one Windrake, and now she's got the plus for the rest of the battle. So let's go ahead and do the plus, because I usually like getting that on early. Because now we have the plus version of Windrake's Ward, so now we literally can't be debuffed. So she's really good in fights where enemies put really toxic debuffs on you that really hurt. And maybe you don't want to bring like an Asuna character like Yuna to like cleanse. Lenna can just help you flat out avoid the buffs, right? So then... we can just use the AA here. It's basically just a battery with some like basic party buffs. So sure, let's just throw the AA on. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll pop the LD. So what the LD does, it's going to do this massive attack that scales on, and it does a heal as well. But it's going to be a massive attack scaled on party HP. So that was like a 384k AoE. That's what that was. Okay. And then what happens now is Lenna has an HP plus, where she basically just does the LD attack, and she gets like 3 skill uses of it. It's actually kind of busted. Let's go ahead and cry on these guys here. Let's cry all over them, give them a fat defense down. Do our big follow-ups. Yeah, this is great. Alright, and then Sisney, we're just going to hop into LD again right away. We'll throw some AA on. Why not? Alright, and then we'll go ahead and LD again right away. Now, this isn't like an ideal Sisney team by any means, because our characters are not very fast at all. But we're just doing that to fill the orb, and that orb's definitely going plenty. That orb's going to be flying out of here. Okay, yep, go ahead, keep attacking, do your thing. Yep, that's fine. Alright, then we got Porum again. Let's go ahead and... I don't know, yeah, let's just LD again. I want to Brave Shave him down. Let's pop that off again, break him. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this team's doing pretty good damage. Look at all these follow-ups. Yeah, 320k follow-up there, once again, scaling on HP, right? Now, if you look here, Lenna has Dragon Breath, and what's cool about it is it just becomes like a new skill that she has. So, until you use it, you've got those 3 Dragon Breaths just sitting there, right? So, if I do a Dragon Breath, look, it's going to be the LD attack, basically, and it's going to scale on HP. So we got 383k AoE, which is very good damage because you combine that, that's like 7 or 800k total damage you're doing per button press. So Lenna now is a support character hitting like a damage dealer, right? Very, very, very good. Sure, I guess we'll just keep using the LD. I know we're burning through it really quick, but it doesn't matter. This is just a showcase. Okay. And then we'll let Porum go, and let's do Cry Plus. Let's see if we can hit a Confuse. We didn't really get to see the Confuse in my last video for Porum. Porum's got a 25% chance to Confuse, so let's go ahead and see if we can pop... Oh, no, we need to White Wave. Sorry, we got a White Wave. We always White Wave when we can. That's a great attack. Love White Wave. Now we're basically, like, invincible at this point. And, yeah, the follow-ups here are kind of crazy. Kind of crazy on all the follow-ups. Okay. Yeah, the HP damage is just like nothing. Okay, so now let's go ahead and show off some other things. Oh, we got to talk about the EX as well. I guess we have the EX up, so maybe we should pop that off right now. The EX is basically like a nice battery, nice heal. Puts a really strong buff on Lenna that just does generic upgrades. So basically with Lenna, what you're really doing is you're just upkeeping buffs. Mainly the Windrake's Ward. Like, that's the really important one. that you want to keep up, right? Let's just do a regular tech with Cissnei. I know her follow-ups aren't going to be as strong here, but that's fine. And then just because I don't want to bother with the enemies taking turns right now, let's just summon. And then I know we haven't even shown off Lenna's 15 yet, so we got to do that and get the plus version of that out. Let's just HP attack here. Porm's HP attack is actually a pretty good button to press. Get a nice fat battery on it with get the Twin Conviction. So it's a lot of damage still. Okay, so Lenna, let's go ahead and do rapid fire. So we haven't talked about this, but this is going to be like alternating brave hits. When you have the alternating hits, I talked about this in one of my other character guides that did alternating hits, but it's really important for break order that if you're fighting two enemies, you actually want to attack the enemy that you don't want to break. So you want to attack the opposite of the one you normally would hit, just because the first hit is actually going to go on the one you're not targeting. So just be careful of that if you're facing two enemies, to attack the opposite enemy that you'd want when you're doing rapid fire if you're going for a break. Okay. And then, sure, let's just Cry Plus again. See if we can get a Confuse. Yay! We got a Confuse. I don't think he's going to get a turn to actually see it, because we're doing a lot of damage. Alright, and so Lenna now we've got Rapid Fire Plus. So, what Rapid Fire does, it does a big fat int Brave down, which severely hinders the enemy's Brave gain. So if you've got that active and they try to do Brave gain, you can see it's a 4-turn Brave down. They really can't battery very well. So it basically hinders their ability to battery themselves. So if you're fighting enemies that do a lot of battery, Lenna can really help there. I mean, between the battery down, between her Windrake's ward, and then like just the fat damage she can do with the LD, she's actually a very nice, well-rounded party member that slots well into pretty much any team. You can see we are putting up really, really good damage. Something I'm going to do is when Gladio gets his C90, I do think I want to do my HP team comp and like run them through Lufenias and see how they actually do. Sure, let's go ahead and Brave Phoenix again. We'll look more at like the damage that comes out here. But EX is, yeah, that's like a 400k AoE. That's not bad. Considering it's putting on like a really big buff, right? And it's healing. Lenna is really like, she can be your one support character if that's who you want to run. She does everything you need, right? She heals, protects the party in some ways, does actually pretty decent amount of damage. So anyways, guys, there you go. There's the character guide on Lenna. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you all on the next one.